Hello again, welcome back. Today we look at Holland Container Interviews and how they have applied business model stress testing to their business model. The question actually is how in HCI's market the developments that are occurring there are impacting the business model of HCI. And of course the business model stress test itself was explained in the instruction video with the example case of Insurize. So if you forgot how it worked, then please have a look at that instruction video. We're so lucky to have Simon Boschieter with us today. He's the CEO of Holland Container Innovations. So last time we discussed the business model of HCI. We also talked about the key developments in your market. And today we straight jump into the heat map of HCI, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So thanks for being with us. So in the heat map we see the developments that we talked about before and the business model. Maybe can you in a nutshell explain your business model before we start?
Yeah. HCI developed a foldable container, and when you fold it 1/4 of the volume, you can stack force exactly 1 in volume. We do have 9 patents on that.
Right.
And we license these patents together with the design to a manufacturer.
Yes.
And they can build the container basically. In parallel to that, we make use of lease companies who lease out our containers to our clients.
Okay.
They buy the container at the manufacturer. They don't know the license fee rate, etc.
Okay. Yeah.
And we make use of sales agents
Okay.
to sell it worldwide basically.
Okay. I think thanks for the explanation. Now we can use it in discussing also the heat map. So one of the things that is I think important in your environment is the quality of your production.
Yeah.
Can you say how that impacts your business model?
Yeah. When we started the company, everybody said you will never reach the quality a standard container will have, because there are really strict ISO rules, which is really strict, so really physical tests. You put in 60 tons in the container, you have to lift it, you have to move it. You put 96 tons on the corner post to just pressure. Okay. And we managed to get in 2013 to get the ISO certificate, which says exactly that our container unfolds exactly the same like a standard container.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's why quality is very important, because if you don't have that certificate, nobody will use it basically.
Right.
You cannot use it because it should be watertight, it should be strong enough, and all these things. And in the deep sea shipping world, they put 9 high fully loaded containers on top of the containers in the ships.
Right.
So that's quite a lot.
Yeah.
And when we did this stress test and we looked at the opportunities there, we saw that quality is really important, and that if something happens there, there are a lot of consequences, of course.
Okay.
The good thing is if you have good quality, of course your product is good, so you can sell it basically.
Yeah.
But if it is less good, then you can do several things.
Okay.
One thing is, of course, you can put more people in the factory to check the quality.
Yes.
The disadvantage is the cost will rise directly. That's actually what we're doing at the moment.
Okay.
Another thing what we can take a look at is, well, we use it now at the deep sea market, which says that the containers should do the same at sea as at the hinterland, basically. There are also some niche markets where you can use a container only on the land. And if you do that, then the requirements could be less strict, so your quality can be lower.
Right.
And another advantage there is also your cost price will be lower, so maybe it's also easier to sell it there.
Okay. Yeah.
We have now a trial where we do it also only on the land, but then with our current containers. And if that works out, then it might be an option to have 2 types of containers, one with really good quality and one with less requirements on the.
So in terms of the stress test, I think in the picture it is clear that on the top you see a lot of red. That is when the quality is maybe going down, and that's not right for deep shipping. And you see if the quality is going up, we see a lot of green there, because that fits very much the current market. Yeah. But it's interesting to say that even when it's red and potentially lethal for your business model, you can still make it into a positive thing by saying, okay, maybe if you look at another market on the land, less strict, then maybe less quality containers could be very useful there.
Exactly.
So that's an interesting way, I think, also to use the stress test. So what about the transportation cost? I think that's also important in the shipping lines.
Yeah.
How does that impact your business?
When we started the company, of course, we did our calculations. So we do know which routes are most beneficial, where are the most imbalances in the world, etc. Yeah. But that's purely theory. So it's right. By that time we didn't sail yet, and it was purely on paper. We did the calculations, we discussed it with shipping lines. They said, yeah, it might work, but where is the technology, basically? No. Then we did some trials with our customers, and they proved that some savings are there, but it's still difficult with the higher cost price. So then they now recalculate, well, which cost price should you have to have the right savings, basically. Yeah. And what we do now is finding basically the right trajectory where you can put our containers in. So we do have, let's say, 10 routes calculated where you can save a lot of money. And now we have also the clients who are sailing on these 10 routes, and they're completely different. So you have a route from China to USA, but it could be also intra-Europe, or it could be from Europe to USA, to Africa. And now we're also checking all these routes and recalculating, and that we show into our models. And then you do know whether you do save or not. And for the if there is no saver, of course, then you should say, okay, we should not use it on this route. Then you can go to maybe other niche markets, smaller niche markets. But in the container industry and niche market, there are now 28 million containers worldwide. Let's say a niche market is 1 million containers. So for us, that's still feasible.
Okay, yeah, okay. So depending on the transportation cost, I mean, it sort of seems if transportation is expensive, that would be good for you. Which probably is true, but if transportation cost is going down, then you look into, you recalculate the routes and find the niches where you can still make the money.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay. Well, hopefully you learned something from this video. Simon explained how they use the stress test, what kind of analysis comes from the stress test, and also how you, even if you find an unfavorable outcome, you can make changes to your business model to make it more robust, like in your case, moving containers from shipping maybe to propositions on land. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for being with us. Hope you enjoyed it, and we wish you good luck with your assignment.